So it's time again for my weekly garden tour, and I'm really excited because I have just about everything planted now, and we're even seeing some blossoms on some of the vegetables. It's funny because I've realized the vast majority of the sun is in the front yard. I guess it's my front yard garden now, and I don't really necessarily think I need to show you the backyard because you've kind of seen how things are going back there. You know the produce is doing well, but I think where the biggest changes have been to the front yard, so that's what I'm going to show you today. So I'll start off with the flower bed. It's looking pretty good. Plenty of flowers blooming. Oh look, there's some. Check it out. There's bees. Well, he flew off, but there were bees visiting, little bees visiting the flowers. So the calendula is doing great, and if you notice, there's a yellow calendula there in the middle. But yeah, it's looking really beautiful. The marigolds are doing awesome, and my zinnia over here, it looks like it is about to put out a, oh, let me not get in the, cause the shade there, but there it is, right there. Little blossom about to bloom. Since I last shot this video, last week, I have planted 2 bee balm plants. You can see the coxcomb are doing well. My globe amaranth are getting much larger. And then another new development here is I planted in seed some zinnias, and it looks like they're growing up pretty well, so that's awesome. That was, I think, Tuesday that I planted that. And check out how big my cleomes are getting. I don't know if you remember the other day, but they were just maybe before the last 2 rains. They were maybe like only this big, right? And now look how huge they are. I don't know if you can get a sense of perspective, but it's pretty big. Let's get down and see. All right, so now to the rest of the garden. I will give you an overall shot here of what it kind of looks like from this side. So over here we have cucumbers in the orange bucket, which probably isn't food safe, but whatever. The orange bucket and the long one. I moved it. I had it over there before, but I moved it over there. And then I have all the squash, plus there is a eggplant plant over there as well. So right now it's about, I think it's close to 2 o'clock. You can see they get pretty good full sun, but even now the shade is in half the garden from the maple tree, and so really this half of the yard is where the sun is from noon on. My shishito pepper, here we'll go inside the fence. My shishito pepper is doing great. Look how beautiful that is. And then I think also since I last talked, I've planted 3 tomatoes. I just couldn't stop planting, you know. I had that square foot garden, but now I want more tomatoes. So I have a Cherokee, another Cherokee, and then a zebra tomato. And check this out. There's a little bloom here. Yes, look at that. I have a little tomato bloom, which hopefully will soon turn into tomatoes. Yay! So overall, the garden's doing well. I planted 3 more peppers, or 4 more peppers in the garden as well, in soil, and I'll just be curious to see how they do. I have a very heavy clay soil, so I'll be curious to see how the peppers do in the soil compared to in the containers. Let's see what else. Oh yes. You can't see it, but there is where I planted the remainder of the Christmas lima beans I had gotten from a seed exchange last year, or at the beginning of this year. And that is the one lima bean plant that grew out of my winter sowing jug. I mentioned let's see, it's doing pretty good. The leaves look pretty healthy overall. There's one yellow there, one there I need to trim out, but I would say the lima beans, I only planted 3 in a jug, and 1 came out, and I was actually pretty happy because I had heard that they will rot if they sit in water too long. Look how great these cabbage are doing. You know I'm supposed to protect them from the flies, and I'm probably not being too clever by not doing that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it's too late to protect them anyway. All right, let's get closer and look at these beautiful cucumber plants. Look how pretty they are. We have some great, here. Sorry. There you go. You can see the flower. It looks almost inside out. You can see from this perspective. Plenty of flowers, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a spider web between on the trellis, which is awesome. I'm excited about that. I was really thrilled because this is my, I had this in the backyard before. This is my zucchini, my one zucchini plant. Everything else is squash. And I was so thrilled because, see, these are females. There's little baby zucchinis growing there. There was actually a male flower growing at the same time as these two were open. And female zucchini are only open for one freaking day. Don't you know, of course, next time I'll take a video of how I do it. You probably already know, for those of you who know, but basically they have to be fertilized. So I didn't let nature do its course. I actually stripped down the petals of the male flower and made sure to get the pollen on the stamens of the two female flowers, and it looks like they're growing great. So that's exciting. This is my eggplant, and it's getting fuzzy leaves. That's a good sign, I think. I hope. I don't know. I got this from my friend Craig, and I put a stick in it to give it support, but she suggested that it probably needs to have some kind of trellis on it. So I'm gonna put, like, I have these tomato cages that are triangular. I'm gonna put something like that for that one, I think, or maybe even just like I have for the others. Maybe just put bamboo stake in, like I did for this spaghetti squash. Check out this spaghetti squash. It has grown since last week. I think we only had the first leaf, and now it has grown, well, probably a foot or two since the last taping. And we have more. Now, unfortunately, these are males, so, well, not too unfortunately, I'm gonna have them for fried. I'm gonna pick them later today and fry them up. But we have another male growing. This is our, who are you? I cannot remember everybody. This is my crookneck squash. So that's growing well. We have a blossom starting on that one. And then here's the main tomato thing. I don't know if you can tell, but this garden has grown. We've had 2 rains since the last time. And look how big that's one of the cherry tomatoes. That is a Gardener's Delight plant, and it is just doing great. That is I think that's a Cherokee, and that's a zebra, and then that's a Cherokee, and that's a zebra. And they're just doing fantastic. Also, since I last filmed, I have planted, get out of the way. I have planted some basil. That is holy basil. That is regular Italian basil. I forgot what it's called. Those are baby Thai basils that I grew from seed in the house, because I found the basil this season has done much better growing indoors than in winter sowing jugs. So for all the success I had with the winter sowing jugs, that was another one that just did not do well. And you may notice here, let's go down to the base of this tomato. I'm trimming up, now that's a stick there, but I'm trimming up the leaves so that nothing is touching the ground, because I've heard that you shouldn't do that. And I also planted, way down in there is an egg underneath this tomato plant. And I'm also going in every day and taking out the suckers that grow. Let's see. How many suckers over here? Oh, look. I don't know if you can tell. Alright. Here's the sucker. I swear, 2 days ago, I freaking trimmed this plant. And it already has a little baby. See how there's the main stem, and then these things. And these will grow like their own stem. So I'm going to just take that baby off. No, you will not become your own tomato plant. I want mine to be one-stemmed. So if you take good care of your tomatoes, I've heard, if you keep out the sucker, if you keep trimming back taking out the suckers, they'll produce better, and the one stem will be enough. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So far, so good. And, oh, you know what? I think I have some blossoms here too. There was a double blossom, I forgot what it's called, but it's when two blossoms grow together and they make that weird, as Jessica from Roots and Refuge puts it, that gnarly kind of looking tomato, and so I removed it, but hopefully soon we'll have baby tomatoes. Okay guys, that's the front yard garden, and I'm just so tickled pink that I think it's doing really, really well. It looks, with all the trellises and stuff, it looks kind of funky, but that gives you an idea of what my garden looks like. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, and either way, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Otherwise, I will see you next time.